In the summer of 2017, a security guard working the night shift at the Old Charleston Jail heard a door slam. On the third floor, he checked the security monitors. No motion detected. He radioed his partner. No one was inside. But when he climbed the stairs to investigate, he found cell 19 wide open. The lock was still fastened from the outside. Inside the cell, scratched into the stone wall in fresh marks, were 4 words: "I did not have." The Old Charleston Jail looms over Magazine Street in Charleston, South Carolina, like a monument to suffering. Built in 1802, it served as the city's primary detention center for over a century. Pirates awaited trial there. Confederate prisoners rotted in its cells during the Civil War. Murderers spent their final nights in its execution chambers. Over 10,000 people passed through its doors, and many never left. The jail closed in 1939, but those who enter today say it never truly emptied. The jail's architecture is oppressive. Thick stone walls, narrow corridors, barred windows that let in almost no light. Even during the day, the interior feels dim and cold. At night, it becomes something else entirely. Security staff and tour guides report consistent phenomena. Disembodied voices echoing through empty halls, shadow figures pacing the cells, and the sound of chains dragging across stone floors. But it's the third floor where executions took place that carries the most intense activity. Cell 19 has become infamous. It's a small, windowless cell near the old gallows room. In the 1800s, prisoners sentenced to death were held there for their final hours. Many scratched messages into the walls, prayers, names, curses. But according to records, one man named Josiah refused to accept his sentence. He was convicted of murder, though he maintained his innocence until the moment the noose was placed around his neck. Witnesses reported that he didn't die immediately when the trapdoor opened. He struggled for nearly 3 minutes before finally going still. His body was buried in an unmarked grave on the jail grounds. But his cell, cell 19, has never been quiet since. Tour workers describe an unsettling pattern. When they lead groups past cell 19, the temperature drops sharply, sometimes by 20 degrees, in a matter of seconds. Electronic devices fail. Cameras shut off. Cell phones drain completely. But more disturbing is the sensation people report. An overwhelming feeling of being watched, as if someone is standing just inside the cell, inches from the bars, staring out. One investigator, a woman named Rachel, spent a night in the jail in 2019 as part of a paranormal research project. She set up recording equipment on the third floor and waited. Around midnight, she heard footsteps, heavy, deliberate, moving down the corridor toward her. She called out, asking if anyone was there. The footsteps stopped. Then she heard it. A low, rasping voice, speaking directly into her recorder. They were wrong. She grabbed her equipment and left immediately. When she reviewed the audio later, beneath her own voice, there was a second voice, clearer this time, repeating the same phrase over and over. They were wrong. They were wrong. They were wrong. Security footage has captured equally disturbing incidents. In one video from 2018, a shadowy figure is seen moving across the third floor hallway. It pauses at cell 19, appears to reach toward the bars, then vanishes. The timestamp shows 3:17 a.m., the exact time Josiah was executed in 1886. According to historical records, former guards who worked at the jail before it became a museum have their own stories. One man, now retired, admitted in an interview that he once saw a figure standing in cell 19 during a late-night patrol. The figure was tall, gaunt, dressed in ragged clothing. It turned toward him, and for a moment, their eyes met. Then it stepped backward into the darkness of the cell and disappeared. The guard quit 2 weeks later. He never went back inside. The Old Charleston Jail remains a popular historic site, offering tours and overnight paranormal investigations. But even the staff acknowledge that certain areas feel wrong. Cell 19 is never used for private events. The third floor is avoided after dark when possible, and every so often, someone reports the same experience, standing in front of that cell and hearing a voice whisper from the shadows, "I did not hang." Josiah may have died in 1886, but something of him remains angry, restless, refusing to be forgotten. Some executions end a life, but in the Old Charleston Jail, some executions only begin a haunting, and the jail itself remembers every injustice, every scream, every soul that died within its walls. This is frightening because it suggests that the wrongfully condemned never find peace. They remain trapped in the place of their suffering, eternally protesting their innocence.